Hi, welcome to this video on Excel working with worksheets. This video was recorded in November 2020 using Excel 365. Other versions may look slightly different. So on screen we've got a worksheet with some data on, and by default that worksheet will be called Sheet 1. Generally you'll want to rename these sheets to be a little bit more descriptive, so there's a couple of ways of doing that. You can either double click it or you can right click it and choose rename. So I'll rename this to be my worksheet 1. There is a 31 character limit to worksheet names, and also you can't put certain odd characters in there. So generally you can put a dash, you can put brackets, but if you try and put things like hashes and percent marks, it won't accept them. If you want to create a new sheet, there's a little plus here, so you click on that plus and it will create a new sheet. Then you can rename it, and like I said, there is a limit of 31 characters, so if I just try and improve that, I can't do any more than that. So there's my new sheet. You can also create a copy of a sheet. So I've got a sheet here with this header. So if I right click on that sheet, I've got an option to move and copy. So my worksheet 1, I'm going to create a copy, and I'll put it at the end. There is a copy. It's identical, except it's got in brackets 2. And the reason it does that is because you cannot have the same worksheet name twice. So if I try and create another here and create my worksheet 1, it will say you can't do that. I'm going to create another couple of worksheets. Create another couple here. I'll just create a couple. So at the bottom now I've got a lot of worksheets, and I've got too many really, they're kind of going off screen, and I've lost my first worksheet completely. So when that happens and you've got a lot of worksheets, you've got these little arrows that become active. So if I press the left arrow, it cycles to the far left of my worksheets, and if I press the right arrow, it goes that way as well. Also, sometimes this bar here is a little bit wide, and you can make that a little bit smaller to try and get a bit more room and see more tabs at the bottom. And now it's showing all of them. The left and right buttons are no longer visible. When you've got a lot of sheets, you might want to reorder them. So I've got this sheet called another sheet. If I click on it, I can drag it and put it there, or I can right click my worksheet copy 2 and I can say move or copy. So as long as I don't tick that box, it will just move it for me. So I want to put it there at the beginning. So if I click OK, it'll move it there. But the best thing and the easiest thing is to drag. The last thing I want to show you is on sheet 5, 6 and 7, I want exactly the same header. So I could start typing my header. But the easiest way to do it is to highlight all three. And if you press your shift key, you can highlight them there by pressing shift and tapping on them, and then as you type in one, the same data will appear in the other highlighted worksheets. So if I make that bold, make it yellow. Now if I go to sheet 6 and sheet 7, it's showing the same data. The only kind of odd thing about this is when you want to only kind of work with a single sheet, you've got to click off to another worksheet, and that unhighlights those three. It's kind of awkward to kind of unhighlight worksheets when you've selected multiple. That's the end of this video. I hope you found it helpful.